revelation of Jesus, which the Father gave him to show unto us, now also pertaining the things that are to come. But the revelation here is of Jesus. In other words, whatever we are going to read in the book of Revelation, which is not something that we are going to do, you will do at your own time, reveals, all right, reveals Jesus. It reveals Jesus, who Jesus is. He has to be revealed who he is. In that same book of Revelation, when you read chapter 3, you will hear him say, I am Alpha and Omega, beginning and the ending. Before me was no other, and after me shall come no other. He says, I'm the first and the last. These are the same words that he spoke in the book of Isaiah. I am the first, and with the last I am him. All right, this is the same words that he spoke. I believe Isaiah 43, if I'm not mistaken. He says, who else is like me? Beginning. He says, you are my witness, that people may know and believe that I am the first and with the last. I am the first and I'm the last. He says, before me was no God formed, nor shall there ever be any God after me. In other words, there is no God before this God, no God after this God. And whatever character of God that God reveals to men is the only true character of God, because there are no two different gods, it's one. So if in the beginning I was, now I am, in the future I will be, nobody before me, nobody after me, it means when I show you my true character, the only true character of God that exists is that true character. Anything besides that is not the character of God, because there are no two gods. No, but you know, there's a character of God in the Old Testament and the character of God in the New Testament. In the Old Testament, nobody has seen God at any time. Nobody knew God at any point, except that the Son should reveal God. God is revealed by the Son. If the Son does not reveal God, then God is not known. All right. So Thomas is then asking, hey, why don't you show us the Father? He says, have I been with you so long? Huh? Philip, have I been with you so long, Philip, that you do not know who I am? Don't you believe it when I tell you that I am in the Father and the Father is in me? And if you have seen me, you have seen the Father. So if you have seen Jesus, in other words, if you have received the revelation of Jesus, then you have received who the Father is. You cannot know the Father's character. You cannot know God's character if you have not known the character of Christ. If you have not understood that Christ is God, Christ is the actual manifestation of God, Christ is the real character of God, Christ is God revealed. In the Old Testament, God was concealed. In the New Testament, God is revealed. The Old Testament are the shadows. The New Testament is the reality. When Sister Linda, who is amongst the CIA in the group, when Sister Linda is around the corner and the sun is shining through her to the floor, what happens is that if you are on this side of the corner, you will see a black shadow. All right. Sister Linda is on the other side, and then the sun casts the light through her, and then the shadow is casted on the floor. When you see her shadow, you will see a black shadow. All right. And then you will then believe that you are seeing a black person. You see now? And then I stand next to Sister Linda, and the sun shines through both of us and casts our shadow on the floor. We are going to be the same, black shadow, both me and her. And then we appear. You go around the corner, you see the both of us, you say, it's a rainbow nation, black and white. You see now? But the shadow did not tell you the real color. All right, I'm not trying to be racist here, defining colors. I'm trying to make a point. When you saw the shadow of Sister Linda, you saw a black shadow. You see now, when you saw the shadow of Brother Mondley, you saw a black shadow. But when you saw them live, you said, Mondley is so black. He is so black, that man. And then you saw Sister Linda, you said, she's whiter than paper. She's white. You see now, but the shadow is black. Now we are told the Old Testament are the shadows. So in the shadow, you cannot determine the real characteristics of the truth. In the shadow, you cannot determine the real characteristics of what the thing really is. You cannot find the real character of God from the shadow. No, sir. You can't go to the Old Testament and rip up the things that were done and said and seemingly by God and say, that's the character of God. It's a shadow. It's a shadow. It's just black. But when you actually see God, you will find that he is very, very different from what the shadow is. And now this is the reason that the Pharisees could not reconcile Jesus with the Messiah, because they knew that the Messiah is somebody that comes in with the character of God, is somebody